Welcome to the channel Stories for Sleep. When you place your hand on the ground, you may not realize that beneath that thin layer of soil is a slowly beating heart, a vast body that has existed for more than 4 billion years and is still silently breathing under your feet. The Earth is not silent. It shifts by millimeters, groans softly within its mountains, transforms ash into stone, and tells its story in the oldest language, geology. Every rock, every grain of sand, every vein of mineral is a memory, the memory of ancient seas, of fire, of pressure, of time. And tonight, in this quiet, you will hear not merely a lesson in science, but a hushed symphony about life, death, and how the earth heals itself, much as your body does each time you sleep. Lie down, breathe deeply, and let the planet's whispers lull you to sleep. The Earth, the planet you are standing on, is actually not solid. Under every step you take, that surface, which seems stable and still, is only a thin skin, so thin that compared to the size of the Earth, it is like a veil over a ball of fire. Every rock, every clod of earth you touch, is merely the outermost part of the planet's body. And beneath that thin skin, there is a world of constant motion, smoldering, rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the most ancient living being we call home. If the Earth were a living body, the crust would be the skin, the mantle, the muscles, and the core, the hottest inner heart. The Earth's crust where you live, where cities rise, where seas lap and winds blow, is only a few dozen kilometers thick. A thin, brittle shell, cracked and floating, atop the soft, ductile material beneath the mantle where magma flows like blood. And deeper still is the outer core, a sea of molten metal heated up to about 6,000 degrees Celsius, moving slowly, generating the magnetic field that shields the whole planet from solar radiation. At the very center is the solid inner core, a crystallized iron-nickel mass, a bright jewel of the cosmos, carrying the true pulse of the Earth. When you close your eyes, imagine listening to the planet's heart, beating slowly and steadily across billions of uninterrupted years. The Earth's surface does not stand still. It is a vast jigsaw of rigid plates, tectonic plates, floating on an ocean of deep magma. There are 7 major plates: Eurasia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Indo-Australia, Pacific, and dozens of smaller plates, all moving without pause, so slowly that the human eye cannot perceive them, yet with enough force to create worlds. They drift, collide, split, sink, and rise, and in that dance mountains are born, seas widen, land disappears. A famous saying among geologists goes, "Mountains rise faster than fingernails grow," slow on the scale of humans, but fierce in the language of time. And it is in that slowness that the Earth rewrites itself. Whenever an oceanic plate slips beneath a continental plate, it is dragged down into the mantle where pressure and heat crush the rock and turn it to magma, and then that magma wells up through a volcano's mouth, building new surface rock. That is the planet's eternal cycle of regeneration. Old rock becomes new, old seas become mountains, mountains crumble into dust, dust becomes sediment, and all is carried back into the flow of magma like an unending breath. The Earth, in its own way, renews, refreshes, and heals every day. No one taught it to do so. It remembers, because healing is the natural language of life, whether within a cell or across a planet. Every mountain you see, from the Himalayas to the Andes, from the Alps to Fuji, are traces of the Earth taking deep breaths. When 2 continental plates meet, they do not collapse, they lift one another up. Like 2 breaths meeting in an embrace, they make mountains, ridges rising on the planet's skin. The world's highest peaks keep growing, by a few millimeters each year, a small motion we do not feel, but enough to remind us the Earth is alive. If you have ever stood on a summit, remember that beneath your feet is the ongoing movement of millions of tons of rock, and you are standing on a moment of the planet's breath. When plates separate, fissures widen, and water floods in to form oceans. The sea is not just a wet surface, it is the planet's bloodstream, always moving, regulating heat, nourishing climate, and carrying the Earth's breath everywhere. Along mid-ocean ridges, magma erupts like a beating heart, creating new rock and pushing continents apart. The Earth gave birth to the sea, and the sea keeps the Earth's rhythm. Two entities that seem separate, but are one cycle. Plates drift at about 2-5 centimeters per year. That is the speed your fingernails grow. It seems slow, but on a geological scale it is an endless dance, a moving meditation, without hurry or drums, only time. The Earth never stands still, but it is never rushed either. It changes by patience. And perhaps that is what humanity has forgotten. We run to catch up with time. The Earth breathes across millions of years. We want to heal overnight. The Earth regenerates silently. When we look at cracks and faults, we think they are wounds, but for the Earth, they are signs of life. Through those fissures, energy is exchanged. Light and matter flow. Without fractures, there would be no mountains, no seas, no circulation of matter, and no us. Sometimes perfection is not in being unmarked, but in living harmoniously with scars. The Earth proves that. If someone asks, "Is the Earth conscious?" perhaps we cannot respond in human language, but it might be conscious through movement. Each drift of a tectonic plate is an inhale. Each eruption is an exhale. Each mountain's rise is a moment of expansion. Each ocean's spread is a letting go. The Earth, in essence, meditates with its own rhythm, a meditation that needs no guide, no words, only being. Your body and the Earth share a secret. Both are kept alive by movements so small they're hardly seen. Heartbeat, circulation, breath, cellular ion flows, all are motion. And, like the planet, your body truly lives when it moves. Yet strangely, both Earth and body also need rest to function. Silence is the condition for regeneration. Stillness is the counterpart to motion. That is the holy paradox of life. Stop to continue. The Earth, seemingly still, is actually a creature always in motion. Mountains high, seas wide, plates all drifting in an eternal meditation. And when you place your hand on the ground, remember, you touch a living body, feeling the warmth of billions of years of healing. The soil beneath you is older than any dream, yet it still moves, softly and deeply, like the breath in your own sleep. While the Earth's surface slowly drifts in the dance of tectonic plates, deep below another world breathes, where fire never goes out. That is where the stories of rock, mountain, and time begin. A world without day and night, only the red-orange light of magma and the bubbling of primeval life. The Earth was made of fire and still burns. Beneath the fragile crust we stand on is an ocean of molten rock, an endless sea of fire, moving slowly, like blood, through the veins of a colossal creature. That heat is not merely energy, it is the memory of the origin. It is the remaining breath from a cosmic collision billions of years ago when this planet arose from the gathering of stardust. In that magma, everything is melted, dissolved, reborn. Ancient elements like iron, nickel, carbon, silica mingle and, under pressure and time, solidify into rock. No rock is mindless. Every granite block, every shard of basalt, every piece of obsidian you see is an imprint of an earthly breath. Imagine a river of lava pouring from a volcano's mouth, blazing brighter than the sun, then cooling across the ages, slowly crystallizing into granite, a hard, solemn stone, beautiful, like the peace after a storm. Or when lava meets water and cools so rapidly, it solidifies instantly into obsidian volcanic glass, black and sharp as time's memory. If magma extrudes and cools on the surface, it becomes basalt, the dark rock that spreads across the oceans, the basic piece of the planetary crust. 3 rock types, 3 ways the Earth transforms energy into form. No noise, no striving, simply becoming. But deeper still, under darkness and crushing pressure, a miracle happens. Hundreds of kilometers down, under pressures millions of times greater than at the surface, carbon atoms, the kind found in every living cell, are squeezed so tight they cannot separate. In that moment, a new form is born. Diamond. From darkness, from pressure, from what seems the most merciless part of nature, the Earth creates the most transparent and perfect substance. If rock is the memory of patience, diamond is the song of endurance. No light creates it, only darkness that waits. And perhaps that is the lesson the planet sends us. The most beautiful things sometimes arrive only after long endurance. Mountains do not rise overnight. They result from millions of years of pressure, collision, and movement. Each range is a story. Each summit is a planet's breath swelling. Granite is the Earth's bones. Basalt lies beneath the seas like blood. Obsidian volcanic glass is the memory of past fury. When you stand before a mountain, you do not merely look at stone, you look at time made shape. And wondrously, every rock was once fire. Fire cools into stone. Stone breaks into dust and returns to the cycle. A perfect loop. In human thinking, we distinguish between alive and dead. But for the Earth, nothing truly dies. Rock breaks into sand. Sand settles on the seafloor into sediment. Sediment is pressed into new rock. Rock melts into magma. Magma cools back into rock. A ceaseless cycle, an endless lullaby. Within each small rock underfoot may be the last breath of an ancient mountain or the remains of an early flame. Everything is preserved. Nothing is lost, only changed in form, name, and story. What does the Earth teach us through its rocks? That healing is never hurried, that true beauty is not born of showiness, but from the quiet of time. Every diamond needs billions of years to grow. Every rock slab needs centuries to cool. Every mountain needs millions of years to rise. And none are hurried. In the Earth's silence, the planet patiently does its work. No light, no praise, just time. If you have ever felt compelled to rush the world, remember, beneath you are stones that have waited millions of years just to be themselves. When we hold a stone, what we touch is not an object, but a memory. Rock is the planet's memory. It records everything: eruptions, rivers, continental collisions, the deaths and rebirths of life. Scientists call this stratigraphy, the art of reading history through layers of earth and stone. But seen by the heart, it is the meditation of memory. Each rock layer is a journal page, a note in a 4.6 billion year symphony, a slow breath, a reminder that everything will change, but nothing is lost. Rocks do not speak, yet if you sit quietly long enough, you will hear them, not with ears, but with the oldest intuition of life. That sound has no pitch, only the deep rhythm of time, like the Earth's heartbeat resonating through strata. If you listen, you will sense even stone breathing slower than we, but never stopping. And through this we see the planet is not static, but a practicing body. Fire is primal energy. Stone is fire crystallized. Time is meditation. Silence is enlightenment. All combine into an ancient healing journey. Fire learns to cool. Stone learns to soften. and humans learn to listen. Now that we understand the earth holds no death but only continuation, let imagination roam further. For above those stone layers, where time has solidified, lie fossils of memory stories told in bone, sand, and crystal. That will be the next journey, listening to stone's memory and the silent tales of time. The ground beneath you was once fire, and even now, deep below, it still burns softly. When the fire in the earth quiets, the earth does not cool, it transforms. Fire does not vanish, it becomes water. And water, somehow, has learned fire's language. Hot, deep, fierce, but also gentle and embracing. Thus, from ash and lava, the oceans were born, a vast blue mirror covering the planet like a second skin. If the Earth's core is a fiery heart, the oceans are its liquid heart. Beneath the blue waters is a world humans have hardly seen, but it breathes and moves and glows in the dark, not by sunlight but by the Earth's own light. Submarine volcanic mouths, hot vents spouting like breaths, bubbles of gas, drops of lava, all are the silent beats of a colossal body. Scientists call them hydrothermal vents, black smokers, where seawater sinks, is heated by magma, then spews back, carrying minerals and life. There, in darkness deeper than the fathoms of human thought, the Earth's first creatures were born from rock, fire, and water. No light, no oxygen, only heat, minerals, and silence. Imagine a volcanic mountain range, 65,000 kilometers long, winding around the planet beneath thousands of meters of water. This is the mid-ocean ridge, a scar circling the Earth where the crust splits and magma wells up to create new crust. Every second, every minute, new rock is born from old rock, an endless cycle. The ocean floor is constantly renewed, younger and more dynamic, like the planet's ever-changing skin. If the Earth could speak, it would whisper, "I renew myself, centimeter by centimeter, pulse by pulse." Because indeed, the ocean is the Earth's heartbeat. When lava meets water, there is no violent explosion, but the deep sound of acceptance. Fire does not fight the sea, they merge. The resulting geological masterpiece is pillow lava, rounded, smooth rocks stacked like sleeping pillows. Each pillow is a moment of transformation, hot to cool, fire to solid, fury to calm. If anything on Earth best illustrates nature's meditation, it is pillow lava. Rocks born of fiery storms that finish in forms soft and gentle as sleep. They teach us, from the most blazing moments can arise the most beautiful stillness. Beneath deep water lie thousands of mountains, rising from the sea floor, some higher than Everest, but never seen by human eyes. They are called seamounts, giant peaks rising from the ocean's floor, then cloaked by currents, mud, and time. No names, no conquerors, no records. They simply exist, and perhaps, in their concealment, they reach a complete form of existence. No need to be seen or praised, simply to stand in the dark and sustain life above. If Everest is the planet's highest breath, the Mariana Trench is its deepest inhale. Nearly 11,000 meters beneath the sea surface, where sunlight never reaches and pressure can crush steel, the Mariana Trench is the deepest fissure in the Earth's skin. There, every sound is swallowed, every motion slowed to almost nothing. Yet even at that depth, the Earth lives. Microbes, invertebrates, thermal streams, all persist as proof of adaptation and endless rebirth. If you listen long enough, the Mariana Trench is not terrifying, but simply the silence of a resting heart. At the seafloor, magma still flows, water still circulates, and rock is still born. Each second, the planet renews its skin. Old ocean plates are pulled down and melted into the mantle. New, youthful, fiery plates continually form at mid-ocean ridges. There is no beginning and no end, only cycle. Thus, the ocean is not merely the Earth's water part, but its circulation where magma, blood and mineral water converge, where energy is transmitted, where the planet learns to heal by motion. Hidden within the oceans are vast, silent kingdoms of rock. We have never seen them, but they still exist. Scientists call them vast, silent kingdoms of rock. Immense worlds built by fire, fed by water, shrouded in darkness. There, time makes no sense. A rock needs millions of years to crack. A mountain chain needs billions of years to shift. And within that profound slowness, the Earth meditates. No one knows how many ranges, caverns, or underground rivers flow beneath the sea floor. But perhaps it doesn't matter. The ocean does not need to be known. It only needs to be listened to. If you put your ear near the sea, you can hear sounds humans did not create. Waves, wind, the soft slap of tides. But deeper, beneath those sounds, is a slow melody, the planet's heartbeat. It is the faint vibration of tectonic plates, the distant echo of submarine volcanoes, the bubbles escaping ancient magma. A song with no composer that has played for 4.6 billion years. And wonderfully, even if we don't hear it, it still sings. Water evaporates into clouds. Clouds fall as rain. Rain seeps into the ground, flows back to the sea, and the cycle begins anew. The water cycle is the cycle of life. Every drop that has ever touched magma, then rose as vapor, then crystallized as snow, and finally touched your skin today. You are touching the planet's history in every sip of water. You breathe with breaths that once passed through ocean air. In some way, we still belong to the sea. Because the salt proportion in our blood matches that of seawater. Because when we hear waves, our heart slows, as if remembering where we were born. Then, as the ocean quiets the fire, magma cools, and waves smooth stone, the earth begins a new chapter. From the sea's depths, minerals settle, forming sedimentary layers, pages of time that record every breath and vibration of the planet. One day, when those layers emerge, we will see them as limestone, sandstone, or fossils. When we touch them, we will not only see the earth, but ourselves in the endless flow of rebirth. Beneath the waves, the earth still breathes slowly, deeply, whispering in stone and salt, "I am still alive." When the ocean withdraws, when the fire within sleeps, the earth begins to dream. Those dreams are shaped by ice, water, and wind. Three silent artists who do not destroy, but patiently mold beauty. No explosions, no fire, no collisions, only time and patience. If magma is heartbeat, water is the planet's blood. If rock is bone, wind is breath. Ice, cold, clear, slow, is the Earth's quiet consciousness. Those three elements do not only create the landscape, but keep the planet adaptable. Every valley, river, and desert you see was carved by these invisible hands. In the realm of geology, ice is the most patient artist. Its surface appears motionless cold, smooth, silent, but beneath it flows very slowly and evenly, like the planet's breath. A glacier seems still, yet it flows. Each second the ice moves only centimeters, but across centuries it carves mountains, cuts valleys, and fashions majestic shapes. When ice touches rock, it does not destroy. It embraces, polishes, and soothes. It carves the land into finger-like grooves, U-shaped valleys, and mirror, smooth cliffs. Ice does not speak, but when it melts, it leaves gentle marks of memory, as if someone had touched the earth with a palm. When you look at an iceberg, you see tranquility, but in truth it breathes. Temperature, light, and pressure make ice contract, crack, and then mend. Ice breathes by fracturing. When it cracks, a deep sound echoes through the valley that crack like the planet's slow heartbeat. Each spring as ice melts and water flows, the Earth is cleansed, renewed, and reborn. Ice does not merely exist, it practices impermanence. Born, melts, then reforms, a quiet cycle as regular as your breath. Water is the Earth's liquid memory. It carries traces of every place it has visited: mountain peaks, rock faces, valleys, plains, and eventually the sea. When a raindrop falls, it begins its journey as a storyteller. It cuts through soil, creates ruts, carries silt, and softly writes upon the planet. Over millions of years, those tiny drops carved the Grand Canyon, shaped the Nile, the Amazon, the Mekong, the world's lifeblood. Science calls this erosion, but through meditative eyes, it is the art of patience. Water does not cut rock by force, but by time. If you sit on a beach, hold a handful of sand. That sensation, soft, cool, light, is the final form of an ancient mountain. Each grain of sand is the story of a mountain that has disappeared. Sand is time ground fine. It was once granite, basalt, or quartz. It once stood high and fiery. Now, it lies at your feet, glittering in the sunday. But sand is not only an ending, it is a transitional chapter. One day those grains may bind, compress into sandstone, then lithify again into rock, and the mountain will be reborn. Sand teaches us that loss is also continuity. Nothing is lost, only renamed, reshaped, and relocated within the planet's grand story. If ice is the sculptor and water is the storyteller, wind is the musician. Wind has no shape, but it shapes the world. It abrades rock, carves curves in dunes, and weaves invisible symphonies across deserts. When the wind whistles through a canyon, that sound is not random. It is time playing music with space. Wind's ceaseless movement keeps the earth fresh. It carries moisture from sea to forest, seeds from forest to field, clouds to dry lands. Wind is the bridge between regions, cycles, life and death. None of the three, ice, water, wind, has a fixed form. Yet because of this, they can touch everything. We often look for force in the obvious, forgetting that true power lies in softness. Ice breaks rock without noise. Water cuts mountains without sword or blade. Wind carves shapes without hands. Together, they teach humility. Often the softest things produce the most enduring changes. If Earth were a sculpture, ice, water, and wind would be the perfect trio of artists. They do not work in a human lifetime, they need millions of years. Not with hammer and fire, but with motion, breath, and repetition. When ice melts, water flows, and wind blows, the landscape changes. And in every river bend, every valley, every dune, there is the fingerprint of time. The earth does not create beauty through will, but by letting go. No forcing, no strain, only allowance. From ice to river to gust, the planet continues to breathe. Not fast, not slow, just enough to sustain life. Ice melts, water runs, wind blows the three-beat breath of the earth. Those three pulses keep balance from being lost. And when you breathe, you match the planet's pace. Because the air you inhale once was part of an ocean breeze, a vapor rising from ice, of a stream crossing a mountain. And so, after billion-year flows of ice, water, and wind, the earth does more than change shape, it remembers. In every valley, in the meander of each river, in the whisper of sand underfoot, are stories carved into stone. We are approaching the next section, where that memory becomes witnesses of time, fossils, remnants, and surviving tales. If chapter 4 is breath, then chapter 5 will be memory. And in that memory, the earth will tell us of life that passed but never vanished. A glacier seems still, yet it flows. A river whispers, yet it carves. The wind is invisible, yet it shapes. In silence, the world is remade. When ice melts, rivers flow, and wind passes the peaks, the earth begins to remember, not in words, but in shapes, traces, and minerals. Stone, once symbolizing stillness, becomes the archive of life. Cracks, curves, and undulations in the earth begin to hold memories of the planet's first breaths. It is hard to believe that over 3 billion years ago, this planet had nothing but rock and water. No trees, no flowers, no sounds, only wind, oceans, and faint light sliding over cold rock. Then, somewhere in the ancient shallow seas, a small thing happened. Cyanobacteria began to form. They were the first living things to breathe. Tiny bacteria, smaller than specks of dust, learn to turn light into energy, and more importantly, release oxygen. From the fragile breaths of those tiny organisms, the Earth's atmosphere began to change color, from blackish cold to gentle blue, the color we still call life. If you've seen wavy, layered rocks resembling time's cake, those are stromatolites, the planet's oldest remains of life. They are not just rock, they are living constructions formed by layers of cyanobacteria accumulated over millions of years. Each layer in a stromatolite is a fossilized breath, a cycle of sunrise, light touching the ocean, bacteria photosynthesizing and breathing out oxygen. When you look at a stromatolite, you see the planet's oldest breath, proof that stone can breathe. Science calls that epoch the Great Oxidation Event, but for the planet, it was its first song. Before that, the atmosphere was a viscous mix of methane, ammonia, and sulfur gases. The Earth was an untuned instrument. Then, oxygen appeared, and everything began to resonate. The sky changed color. Rocks turned to red hematite, ancient iron deposits formed by oxygen, reacting with metals. The ocean turned blue. The air became transparent. Light traveled farther, softer, warmer. For the first time, the Earth could see itself. From there, geology and biology were no longer separate tales. They merged. The human body has bones. The Earth has rocks. Both hold time's memory. Human blood contains iron, an element born from the planet's core. Human hair contains sulfur from ancient volcanic breath. Lungs inhale oxygen, a product of cyanobacteria. We are not separate from geology, we are part of it. Every atom in your body once lay inside a rock, a drop of water, or a breath of wind, and was part of this planet before you existed. In stone, there are tiny things so astonishing they seem unlikely to survive. Raindrop fossils, minuscule dents preserved on sediment surfaces from millions of years ago, as if the Earth had remembered each raindrop. Or dinosaur footprints, heavy impressions in soft mud that hardened over time, becoming witnesses to movement. They are frozen frames, recording a second in the life of creatures long gone. Time, somehow, fossilized memory. Sometimes those fragile fossils speak more than any mountain, for they tell not of grandeur, but of being. Each stratum is like a page, each layer a chapter of fire, water, life, and disappearance. If you know how to read, you will see the whole planet written in memory. Within rock, there are fractures, signs of movement, fossils, signs of life, red iron crystals, signs of the first oxygen breathe. No human book is as thick as the Earth. No language as subtle as the script time carves into stone, and no memory more enduring than that of a planet. Rock does not speak, but rock remembers. If you listen, you will realize everything around you tells the same story. The wind outside the window, the drop of water in the night, your heart slowing, all are variations on the same rhythm. That is the Earth's rhythm, begun by tiny cyanobacteria, spread through each oxygen breath, and now flowing in your blood. You inhale, the Earth inhales. You exhale, the planet exhales. There is no boundary between you and it. Both are phases of the same life. From this chapter onward, the story is no longer purely geological. It becomes a meditation on connection. Rock is not just the planet's foundation, it is the cell of life. Each crystal, each sediment layer, proves the Earth knows how to keep, not merely create. And humans, with memories, emotions, and breath, do the same, preserving what matters and letting go of what must be released. When we leave the deep earth and the silent fossils, we ascend toward the sky, where light still calls. For the story does not end in stone, but continues in light, air, and energy. Oxygen, born from cyanobacteria, now nourishes all life, from a leaf to human lungs, from river to wind, from sleep to heartbeat. The next chapter will be Light, the planet's breath, where science and meditation meet, and you realize that all life, fossilized or breathing, continues together. Every fossil is a heartbeat, every layer of stone a breath held too long. The Earth remembers, and through us it continues to dream. From the fossils of first life, the Earth continues to shift. Life was written into stone, but the planet never stops rewriting itself. Now the story grows larger than any one creature. It is the story of the whole planet, of ice and fire, drifting continents, and eras in which the Earth transformed so much it no longer recognized itself. There were times when the Earth was not green or brown, but white. Scientists call that snowball Earth, when more than 700 million years ago, ice covered nearly the entire planet from pole to equator. Oceans froze, the sky was silent, and sunlight was only a faint strip reflecting on cold ice. That world seemed dead, but in truth, it was only sleeping. Under kilometers of ice, magma still flowed, volcanoes still breathed, and life, small and fragile, patiently waited. Then one day, volcanoes erupted. Carbon gases accumulated from deep within the Earth, vented into the atmosphere, warming the planet. Ice began to melt. Oceans flowed again. Clouds formed. The Earth woke up. No one knows what that felt like. But if the planet has memory, perhaps it was the first deep relief, like a deep breath after fever, like lungs expanding after hibernation. From the ice, life rose more vigorously than before. For in that long silence, the Earth learned the art of recovery. As the planet warmed, its surface moved again, not by wind or waves, but by huge rock plates floating on the magma ocean. It is the slowest dance in the universe. A dance with no conductor, only gravity, heat, and time. Continents that were once a single mass split, drifted, collided, merged, and tore apart again. Names like Nuna, Rodinia, Pangaea sound mythic, yet they were temporary forms of a geological dream. Imagine Pangaea 250 million years ago, a single landmass without oceans dividing it, a single land, a single inhale, a single beat. Mountain ranges thousands of kilometers, long connected distant lands. Wind blew from one continent to another without obstruction. Endless primeval forests stretched. The world was both grand and lonely. Then Pangaea cracked apart. Fire from within pushed plates away. New oceans were born. Continents drifted, and the world diversified. After each ice age, the planet warms. After each warm period, it cools. A cycle repeated over billions of years. What humans call climate change is not new. It is the Earth's natural breathing. But unlike ancient epochs, this time the breath is being disrupted by us. Instead of moving with the planet, we force it to run faster than its own heartbeat. Perhaps to understand the Earth, we must relearn to breathe slowly as the planet has through ice ages and fires, through loss and rebirth, through millions of years waiting for balance. When we look at maps, we think continents are fixed, but they drift. Not quickly, not noticeably, only centimeters per year, yet over geological time, they travel everywhere. Africa once lay adjacent to South America. India once sat near Antarctica. Millions of years later, they exchange places, like puzzle pieces, finding fitting positions in an endless picture. There are no borders, no centers, only motion. And that is what the Earth whispers. Nothing upon me is permanent. Even mountains are temporary homes for rock on a magma ocean. The Earth does not cling to any shape. It lets things drift, dissolve, merge, and vanish. It knows change is the only way to exist. When a continent departs, the Earth does not cry. When a range falls, it does not suffer. When ice spreads across oceans, it simply inhales and exhales. Each ice-warm cycle, collapse and rebirth, is the planet's slow meditation, a lesson about impermanence, written in the world's own matter. Geologists say that a new supercontinent will form in a distant future, perhaps called Amasya or Novo Pangaea. It will form when the Atlantic closes and plates converge after hundreds of millions of years. The miracle is, cycles return, but never repeat exactly. Like a heartbeat, steady, but never identical. Like breath in and out, never repeating the same moment. That is life's nature, repetition with renewal. Seen from afar, the Earth is a blue planet spinning slowly, both still and moving. Ice sheets, storms, rock plates, all shift like the breath of an ancient meditating sage. The Earth does not strive, but dwells in the present, accepting every form it takes. It does not cling to Pangaea, fear, ice, or hold on to any mountain. It knows everything comes and goes. And so, across billions of years, the Earth has healed itself again and again. With fire it births, with ice it cleanses, with wind and water it carves, with motion it renews. Each cycle has purpose, and all lead to stillness, not the stillness of death, but of understanding. After countless changes, the Earth has learned the deepest lesson, that life is not in shape, but in motion. And when the planet stops to breathe, it enters the next chapter, the stillness of the present. The planet still breathes. No continent is forever. No ocean is still. The Earth breathes in ice, exhales in fire, and through every change it remembers how to begin again. When ice melts and continents drift apart, the Earth begins a new rhythm, a strong, deep, fiery breath. After ice ages, the planet does not choose peace, it chooses fire, not to destroy, but to rebirth. We often fear fire because it burns and destroys, evoking endings. But in the language of the Earth, fire is a beginning. From eruptions, red magma flows, and clouds of ash, life is renewed. Like a skin that is damaged and rebuilt, the Earth sheds its old layers to welcome the new. Every volcano is both wound and heart. It is hot, painful, fierce, yet because of it the planet keeps breathing. Imagine a land where fire and ice hold hands, where white glaciers sit next to red, erupting craters. That is Iceland, a land of sacred contradictions. There, the planet's fiery heart lies so close to the surface you can hear it simmer. Steam rises from hot springs. The ground trembles like a breath. The scene is both fierce and calm, like the Earth meditating with heat. Each time Iceland quivers, a new part of the planet is born. Small islands rising from the sea, strips of land still warm. People set foot on that land and, for the first time, feel the true temperature of life. Farther across the Pacific, amid the vast ocean, are the Hawaiian Islands, born entirely from volcanic activity. Each island, each shore, each mountain, there was written by magma. The wonder is the fire there is gentle. Lava flows do not just destroy, they create land, soil, plants, forests, and human habitation. Hawaii does not fear fire. Its people call fire by a sacred name, Pele, the goddess of creation. For them, each eruption is not a catastrophe, but a ritual of renewal. Ash becomes fertile soil. Cooled lava becomes rock. From stone grass grows. Birds arrive. Seeds spread by wind. A new island, a new world begins from molten flow. If Iceland and Hawaii are places where the earth breathes, Yellowstone is where it dreams. Hidden beneath that peaceful national park lies a supervolcano vaster than we can imagine. It has slept for hundreds of thousands of years, yet its heart remains warm. Occasionally you may hear it whisper through hot pools and steam vents, like the breath of an ancient being dreaming of the next awakening. If Yellowstone ever wakes, the sky could go red, sunlight dimmed, and the planet would learn to breathe anew. But that is not the end. The Earth never dies. It merely takes new forms to live. Around 74,000 years ago, Mount Toba in Indonesia erupted one of the largest explosions in planetary history. Ash veiled the sky for years. The sun's light dimmed, and life nearly vanished. But from those ashes, new shoots still arose. Trees returned, animals adapted, and humans who survived learned humility before fire. Perhaps, after that eruption, humans understood that the earth is not to be conquered, but to be listened to. Every eruption, however violent, is a way the earth renews. Layers of ash cover barren land, then, years later, that very ash becomes fertile ground. Forests grow on ash. Rivers run through fresh rock. Grass blankets wounds. Nothing is lost, only transformed. From the ashes of chaos, life begins again. The earth does not fear fire, because it knows only through fire can things be purified and new life arise. Within our DNA remains a memory of fire. We fear it and are drawn to it. Fire was the first thing humans learned to control, and the first to reflect the planet's instinct within us. Every candle, every flicker of flame is a small echo of billions of years of eruptions and countless cycles of the earth renewing itself. When we sit by the fire, we are listening to the planet's ancient breath, a familiar rhythm shared by magma and mankind. Fire is neither good nor evil. It just is. Like breath, it inhales and exhales through its existence. When the earth erupts, it is not angry. When a volcano rests, it is not kind. It simply cycles. Fire teaches us about the non-self of creation, that nothing must be held, nothing fixed. That which comes will go, that which melts will return. Like magma's endless cycle flow, cool, crack, dissolve, flow again. If you could hear with your mind, you would see each eruption is a note in the Earth's symphony. A volcano in Iceland sounds a low tone. Hawaii hums a warm note. Yellowstone holds a silent note. Toba the high, soaring note of explosion. But all are parts of the same music, the music of renewal. The planet continues to sing, steadily, regardless of whether anyone listens. And then, when the fire settles, the earth breathes slowly again. Rocks cool. Ash blankets the land. Silence follows after a long emotional storm. But in that silence, life begins again. Grass grows. Water runs. Wind sings. The breath returns to the planet slow and peaceful, as if the fire never existed. That is the rule. Every storm ends in calm. Every blaze ends in life. And as the planet quiets, we enter the next chapter, the stillness of the present. The planet still breathes. From the ashes of chaos, life begins again. The earth burns, cools, sleeps, and every time it wakes, it remembers how to love the world anew. When fire eases, the earth moves into a long quiet. Ash stops flying, magma cools, and time begins its most delicate work, transformation. No more roaring volcanoes, only whispers of pressure, water, and light. They do not burn but polish. They do not create chaos but crystallize beauty. If fire is the great sculptor, time is the meticulous painter. It doesn't work with a chisel, but with drops of water, grains of dust, and invisible pressure. The result of millions of years are gems, fossils, and crystals. Each gem, each vein, each mineral is frozen flow, where time does not merely pass, but sleeps. Let us start with the simplest, a puddle of mud. When mud settles and compresses over millions of years, it turns into shale, fine, thin, yet as strong as compacted memory. Each layer of settled mud writes a new page of planetary history. When you hold a piece of shale, you hold a silent moment of an ancient sea. Mud does not vanish, it transforms. From soft to hard, from indefinite to form, from liquid to solid, yet retaining the essence of its original flow. That is the first lesson of rock. Durability comes not from immobility, but from knowing how to change slowly. In ancient seas, coral reefs once grew vibrant, living, full of color. As time passed, they died, but their remains did not vanish. Tiny, calcified frames were covered by minerals and slowly turned into limestone, meaning even in death they continue to build the planet. Today's limestone ranges like the Himalayas, the Alps, and Truong Son were once coral seas. And now, when we walk mountain paths, we tread on the ocean's bones, not a sad image, but proof of the material's cycle. Life does not disappear, it changes form to continue. Then comes a deeper tale, the story of shells, mollusks, tiny creatures of the deep. They lived, died, and left layers of calcium shells piled through time. Under pressure, under groundwater, under the warmth of the earth, those shells dissolve and then recrystallize. With light, a miracle happens. They become pearls, agates, quartz, and opals. That is the miracle of pressure. Pressure does not only crush, it recreates. Like the heart after wounds, rock transforms pain into beauty. Fire frozen forever in stone. Gems are not mere minerals, they are light trapped. A shimmering moment of time imprisoned in the earth. No gem is born from tranquility. They all come from the collision of pressure and patience. Pressure molds matter into form. Water washes and brings minerals. Light crystallizes and awakens color within. When those three meet, the planet makes art. Opal reflects a rainbow. Emerald holds a forest's green. Ruby burns like a heart. Each gem is a suspended symphony. No one sees their formation, it occurs in darkness, deep within the earth where time does not flow but breathes. People call gold and jewels treasures, but the true treasure is time. Millions of years, hidden in the earth, heat and pressure turn ordinary minerals into wonders. Time does not destroy it, refines. If you look closely at a crystal, you will see faint streaks and tiny lines like wrinkles on an elder's skin. Those are time's script. No gem is perfect, but it is its imperfections that make it real. Like humans, we are not beautiful because we lack scars, but because we have endured time and still shine. Each gem, each crystal, is a mirror of endurance, born in darkness, under unimaginable pressure, pulled to the surface and then shining. Like the planet, they do not oppose change, they accept and transform it into beauty. When humans gaze at a gem, we see not just color, but a lesson in patience. Crystals are not mere matter, they are the geometry of energy. When water freezes, when lava cools, when minerals precipitate, they arrange into structures so perfect they feel meditative. A quartz under a microscope looks like a temple built by time. No human hand, only nature's will to transform chaos into order. In every crystal, we find an ancient cosmic thought that even within chaos, there is a silent center. From mud, coral, shells, pressure, light, everything combines to create time's treasures. Those gems are not only minerals, but condensed memories of the ocean, fire, life, and transformation. They are not beautiful because of color, but because they persisted. Each gem is a fossilized soul, a caught breath, a memory alive under the earth. When you hold it, you hold a moment of the earth crystallized into light. Thus, the journey from fire, ice, water, wind, and stone leads us here to where stillness reaches absolute beauty. Because after the planet makes fire, after it endures pressure, after it turns to ash and cools, it does not end in destruction, but in light trapped in stone. That is the planet's ultimate proof. Healing is not returning to how things were, but transforming into something more radiant. And from this moment we move to the next chapter, Chapter 9, The Breath of Light, the planet's rhythm. Where stone glows, light becomes energy, and we realize life is light, resting in matter. When light finally settles into gems, the earth seems at peace. Below, pressure and water still polish rock. Above, wind still gently blows. Yet from deep in the cosmos, another breath approaches not of earth but of the stars. Sometimes, when you look up and see a streak of light across the night sky, you are not seeing just a shooting star. You are witnessing the universe's memory falling onto Earth. Meteor fragments, from farther than we can go, are grains older than this planet. They carry heavy metallic elements, iron, nickel, gold, platinum, things the Earth could not create on its own. And whenever they fall, a sacred thing happens. The cosmos touches the planet, not only by impact, but by atomic memory. Over 4 billion years ago, when the Earth was a young molten mass, another planet-sized body about the size of Mars struck it. The collision was so intense that a portion of the Earth was flung into space, later coalescing into the Moon. From then, the planet gained its first companion. The Moon steadies the planet's axis, governs the tides, and helps give the Earth rhythm. Without the Moon, perhaps there would be no oceans as we know them, no seasons, no biological cycles. Thus, when you look at the Moon each night, you look at an ancient piece of Earth's heart, still drifting in space, like a memory suspended between fire and silence. We all know the phrase, "We are made of stardust." But that is not just metaphor, it is scientific fact. Every heavy element in our bodies, the iron in our blood, calcium in our bones, gold in our rings, platinum in rock veins, comes from stellar explosions called supernovae. Giant stars, after burning for billions of years, exploded, their dust traveling through space, combining, condensing, and one day forming this planet. The Earth, therefore, was not created but reborn from the death of stars. Life is the star's light learning to breathe. Gold, that which humans revere, is not of the Earth. When this planet formed, temperatures were so high that all gold and dense precious metals sank into the core. What remains on the surface are gifts delivered by meteorites, colliding later. In other words, every gold necklace, wedding ring, or watch you wear today is a relic of stellar explosions, grains of light that traveled billions of years before touching your skin. Gold, platinum, palladium, iridium, all are the universe's fingerprints. These elements shine not only for their beauty, but because once they belonged to a star, The universe does not make life peacefully. It makes it through collisions, chaos, and heat. Throughout its history, the Earth has been struck by celestial bodies, large and small. Some impacts melted entire surfaces, some altered orbits, and one ended the age of dinosaurs. About 66 million years ago, a massive meteor, over 10 kilometers in diameter, struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, creating the Chicxulub crater and ending the dinosaur age. Ash veiled the sky, sunlight was blocked, vegetation died, oceans cooled. Over 70% of life vanished. Yet from that void, a new space opened, and another form of life began to rise. From the surviving small organisms, a new branch of life emerged, and millions of years later, we appeared. Not in spite of collisions, but because of them life changed. Meteorites do not only destroy, they rearrange planetary fate. Every fallen rock, every grain of stardust that quietly lands on the atmosphere is the universe whispering. The Earth listens. It keeps those fragments, burying them deep, and sometimes through a tiny meteorite it tells us, I am not alone. Everything upon me came from farther than imagination. Every carbon atom in your lungs, every iron molecule in your heart, was once part of a star. You do not just live on the Earth, you are the Earth, and the Earth is the child of the cosmos. If the universe is the great mother, then the Earth is the child bearing the breath of light. Stardust combined under gravity to become a planet. Light encountering water became life. The Earth's breath is the universe hearing its own heartbeat. The Earth is a child of stardust. Thus, when you gaze at the sky, you do not behold strange, distant stars, you look at your own origin. Science calls this the cosmic cycle of matter. A star forms, burns, explodes, dust condenses into planets. And within a planet, life learns to look up and recognize itself as star. The universe is not outside the Earth. It is in every atom of this planet. It is in the breath you take, the water you drink, the drop of blood you carry. You are not merely an observer of the cosmos, you are a part of the cosmos observing itself. And so, from stardust to planet, rock to life, fire to light, everything is one cycle of existence. The Earth is not separate from the universe, but a breath in its endless dream. When the last meteors fall and starlight fades across the night, the planet still breathes slow, deep, calm, as if saying, I come from stars, I live in light, and I will return to silence. That is the doorway to the final chapter, Chapter X, the stillness of the present. The planet still breathes, where the whole story from the cosmos to stone, from ice to fire, unites in a single breath, life. Every atom was once a star. Every breath is cosmic memory. The Earth listens, and through us the universe remembers itself. When the cosmos gifted the Earth with stars, when stardust transformed into rock, water, and light, the final gift from the sky was the moon. Not a star, not a flame, but a silver mirror slowly circling the Earth. From then the planet had a companion, a rhythm, and a breath. For billions of years, after a fateful collision tore part of the Earth into space, the moon has orbited, neither leaving nor drawing too close like the Earth's suspended spirit, holding the universe's light within itself. Without the moon, the Earth might wobble. Its axis would fluctuate, seasons might disappear, and life, if it could exist, would spin into chaos. But thanks to the moon, the Earth has order, rhythm, and balance. The moon keeps the tilt at 23.5 degrees, enough to create seasons, to move light, and to let life flourish. The moon does not just shine upon the Earth, it steadies her. But the moon's most beautiful gift is the tide. The moon's gravity raises the ocean, then releases it, creating a rhythm of rise and fall, in and out like the Earth's breath. When water rises, the coast inhales. When water withdraws, the planet exhales. A gentle, complete, eternal cycle. Every gentle tide is a gift from the moon. Every soft tide is a gift from the moon. Tides are not merely physical phenomena, but the ocean's heartbeat, the greatest lullaby the planet knows. For billions of years, it was in the tidal zones that the earliest life appeared. Ancient microbes, living at shorelines, learned to adapt to oscillations. They thrived in tides, crawling ashore when waters receded. Without the moon, without tides, there would not be life on land. Each tide is not just movement, but a cosmic call to life. Advance, as if the moon teaches the earth to breathe, to give birth. At night, when the sun sets, the moon rises a gentle light. Not too bright, not too dim. It shines without burning. It exists without invading. It illuminates with silence. Moonlight is light for sleep. If sunlight calls people to wake, moonlight calls them to dream. On full moon nights, animals adjust their behaviors. Fish leave nests, coral spawn, plants respond to the dim glow. Even in human bodies, lunar cycles affect sleep, hormones, and emotions. We live by starlight and rest by moonlight. The moon pulls water, wind pulls clouds, and the earth moves to both. Between gravity and aerodynamics, the planet becomes a giant dancer, moving in vast space tides as footwork, wind as breath. Waves and winds are the physical movements of balance, but also contain the art of harmony. There is no conflict among forces, only perfect coordination. That is why the Earth does not fall apart, because of the moon keeper of this small universe's eternal rhythm. Each night, the moon gazes down upon the Earth, saying nothing, doing nothing, simply shining quietly. And the Earth, like a grateful friend, responds with tides, reflections, and the life it nurtures. That friendship needs no words, only vibration. They pull each other gently, yet enough to be felt. Like two hearts beating together, each pulse becomes the universe's unspoken song. The Earth turns, the moon listens, and the sea breathes for them both. Tides, lunar cycles of fullness and waning, compose the Earth's first biological rhythms. Before calendars or clocks, before humans measured time, the moon did that for them. Each month is a cycle, each full moon, a new beginning, each waning, a reminder of transience. The moon teaches the planet and humans lessons of cycles and rebirth. Nothing keeps its light forever. Nothing is lost in darkness. Everything passes through each other like waves. Perhaps the reason humans love the sea is not only for the sound of waves, but because waves carry the moon's memory. When you stand on the shore, watching water rise and fall, that is not just water moving, it is the universe sending a message. In that moment, your heart aligns with the ocean's oscillation, and the ocean aligns with the moon's pull, an invisible chain of connection, from light to water, from water to life, from life to you. The moon helps maintain axial stability and prevents the planet from tumbling wildly. Without it, the Earth might spin like a top gone off-axis. Thanks to the moon, climate remains stable, oceans stay within bounds, and life can flourish in safety. Like a steady rhythm keeper in an orchestra, the moon arranges chaos into harmony. No words, no control, only presence. That is the profound lesson the planet learns from the moon. Sometimes mere presence is enough to maintain a world's balance. When the tide retreats, the moon is still there. When waves subside, the silver sheen remains across the water. No beginning, no end, only rhythm and breath. And so when the ocean sleeps, the moon rises, spreading sleep across the planet as if rocking the earth with its light. This is the final meeting point between motion and stillness, between oscillation and rest, between tide and sleep. So in the night surf, let your body rise and fall. Inhale and exhale with the planet. That is meditation not by intention, but by harmony. Every gentle tide is a gift from the moon. Every pulse of the ocean is the earth remembering how to breathe. When the moon draws the waves outward, the sea calms and the planet seems to rest. But in that quiet, everything still moves, not loudly or violently, but through invisible, slow, persistent exchanges. That is how the earth lives. Since its formation, the earth has been more than rock and water. It is a closed, perfect system where every component, rock, wind, water, air, and living things, connect like organs in one body. Nothing is truly separate. The stone you hold, the dust you inhale, the water you drink, they were once part of each other. Just as blood, air, cells, and breath exchange matter constantly to maintain life in a body, the planet has its own circulations. It breathes through wind, flows by water, and renews by stone. Everything begins in the sea. The oceans are the Earth's gigantic green lungs. In every drop of seawater, billions of tiny organisms absorb carbon and release oxygen, life itself. Small organisms like marine algae represent less than 1% of the planet's biomass, yet produce more than half of the Earth's oxygen. When they die, their tiny bodies sink to the seabed, turn into sediment, and over time become limestone, shale, and minerals. Thus, geology is written by dead life and biology by the ocean's breath. Within the vast ocean, coral reefs are living cities where rock and life merge. Coral are not plants but tiny animals living in a calcium framework, constructing homes with their bodies. Over thousands of years, they become underwater mountains, a form of living geology. Coral reefs are not only habitats for millions of species, but carbon regulators and repositories of solar energy in mineral structures. When we look at coral, we see a moment where the earth exhales and dreams. Strangely, forests and deserts, seemingly opposites, nourish each other. Each year, hundreds of millions of tons of Sahara dust are carried by wind across the Atlantic, over 8,000 kilometers, and fall upon the Amazon. That dust contains phosphorus, iron, and minerals. The forest needs to grow. Without dust, the forest would die. Without forests, the dust would have nowhere to fall. Thus, from arid to lush, from desert to primeval, matter travels through space like breath in a lung, an endless exchange. Each time it rains, water does more than wet the soil. It transforms the planet. Rain hitting rock begins erosion, releasing mineral elements, calcium, magnesium, silica, potassium, and carries them by river to the sea, where they nourish organisms and later return to the land when they die. A circle, slow, meticulous, invisible, but unceasing. When we close our eyes, the earth continues cycling not with noise, but through subtle matter exchanges. From mineral in rock, trees draw nutrients. When leaves fall, they return minerals to the soil. Rain carries them to rivers, rivers to the sea. Marine life absorbs them and later dies. They sink and become rock. There is no boundary between geology and biology. They are two sides of the same cycle. Like lungs inhaling and exhaling, the earth inhales rock and exhales life. Biologist Lynn Margulis once said, "The earth does not have life. The earth is life." That means life is not merely on the planet, it becomes the planet. Bacteria eat rock, moss covers stone, tree roots break rock, and that cooperation creates soil. Soil is not just the result of geology, but the joint work of life and minerals. Without life, rock would remain cold. Without rock, life would have nowhere to cling. two faces of a breath: geology and biology breathe together. When forests draw water from the soil, they release moisture to the sky. Moisture becomes clouds. Clouds fall again as rain. Water from rivers returns to the sea, and the sea sends vapor upward again. Without forests, there would be no rain. Without rain, there would be no rivers. Without rivers, seas would be silent. The entire system, forest, water, cloud, rock, is a vibrant, cyclical network. And in that web, the earth heals itself daily through connection. Now, if we look at the earth not with eyes, but with minds, we see everything sings the same song. Stone sings by gravity. Water sings by waves. Wind sings by oscillations. Trees sing by gas exchange. Coral sings by color. Desert sings by dust. And all combine into a single rhythm: life. No categories of animal or mineral, only matter moving for each other. The earth has no boundary between insentience and sentiment. It knows how to breathe. When night falls, all cycles seem to slow. But in truth, they enter a deeper breath. The tide recedes. Leaves stop rustling. Rocks rest in silence. Moss sleeps on the ground. And in that stillness, the earth does not stop, it regenerates in silence. For peace itself is what keeps the cycle going. As sleep for humans, silence is how the planet heals. From there, we step into the final chapter, where every breath, every movement, every life converges into an absolute stillness. After traversing the cycles of rock and water, the breaths of wind, and the rhythms of moon and waves, the earth gradually enters its own quiet. No more fire, no more collisions, no more fierce winds or storms. Only a gentle, steady breath, soft and deep like a heart resting after a long symphony. If you place your hand on the ground in the middle of the night when all sounds have faded, you will feel a small, slow, steady motion. That is the earth breathing. Not with lungs, but through rising and falling oceans, forests absorbing and releasing, winds circulating through valleys, and electromagnetic waves across the atmosphere. The earth inhales during the day and exhales at night, and in each of those breaths it nurtures all life, including you. All that has passed, ice, fire, dust, stars, moon, sea, are simply different manners by which the planet learns to exist. No moment is lost. They only embody the present. This is the Earth's final lesson. Stillness is not stopping but fully existing in the current moment. Each breeze across the forest, each drop touching the soil, each stone resting in darkness, they all say the same thing: I am here. Just that. Nothing more is needed. And that is absolute healing. At night, the planet enters rest. The sun turns away, temperature falls, oceans calm, forests sink into shadow. But this is not the day's end, but the world's deep inhale. Like a body after exertion, the earth needs time to recover. In its sleep, everything is repaired. Trees store energy, creatures rest, the atmosphere cleans itself, and the earth heals. That is why sleep is not only for humans, but a ritual of the entire planet. In this moment, as you listen, everything seems still, but in fact, beneath the ground stone continues, drifting like dissolving thought. Above, the atmosphere moves light as an idea. In the ocean, microbes keep producing oxygen, silently like a prayer. Stillness is not absolute silence, but motion so perfect we can no longer hear it. Like your heart, quiet but beating. Like the planet, sleeping but breathing. Everything told so far: mountains, rock, wind, ice, water, light, moon, stars, are instruments in the cosmos's orchestra. And now, every sound falls away, leaving only the lone note of breath. The planet, after billions of years of motion, finally finds a moment's rest, not to end but to hear itself living. If you close your eyes, you will realize The earth is not only beneath your feet, but in your lungs, in your blood, in your heartbeat, because you are also this planet in a dreaming form. When you inhale, you pull into your lungs. Molecules a leaf has just exhaled. When you exhale, carbon returns to the air for another being to take in. Thus, between you and the world, there is no distance. You do not live on the earth. You live with the earth. Each breath of yours is part of the planet's eternal breath. And when you sleep, the earth sleeps with you in the oscillation of wind and moonlight. You breathe in what the trees exhale, and the earth breathes you back into being. Sleep is the purest state of balance. No striving, no chasing, only merging. When you sleep, your body regenerates, the brain cleanses, and cosmic energy starlight, planetary electromagnetic fields, quietly passes through you, rebalancing all. Your sleep is a small reflection of planetary sleep, a micro-healing within the body, mirroring the macro-healing of the earth. And the wonder is, both you and the planet breathe in the same rhythm. Even now, while you hear these words, the earth still breathes. Waves rise, wind drifts, light shifts. Beneath the ground, magma's rhythm beats quietly, persistently, like an ancient heart. All say the same thing: I am still here. Not loud, not brilliant, simply presence. And in that presence, every wound, however great, is healed. Because healing is not returning, but accepting that we are still alive. So now, as you lie down, let your body merge with the planet's breath. Feel the wind as breath, the ground as skin, and your heartbeat as the earth's small drum. No need to force sleep. Let the earth lull you with its stillness. For when you sleep, you return to the place you were born: stardust, water, and ancient breath. The earth will watch over your sleep, as it has for billions of years for every living being that ever existed. Sleep, child of the stars. The earth remembers you. And when all sounds finally melt into silence, the planet will softly say, I have crossed fire and ice, changed form through time, birthed life, and now I only want peace. But I still breathe slow, steady, gentle as light. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your breath blend with that rhythm. No you, no planet, only life, resting within itself. The earth still breathes. Through oceans and forests, through you and me, it dreams itself alive. Now every motion has quieted. The sea stills. The forest grows silent. Wind curls softly around the roof as if closing the day. The earth keeps breathing slowly and gently in its own warmth. And you, a small beat within that breath, return to primordial stillness. Inhale deeply. Feel the air passing through your chest, soft as warm water. Exhale slowly. Let every fatigue melt away, vanish into space like morning mist. Your body lightens, each breath a small wave carrying you farther, to where ocean meets sky, to where all sound becomes light. Imagine you lying upon the planet's surface, the earth beneath you, supporting you, wind sheltering you, and the moon watching your sleep like an ancient friend. No need to think, no need to hold anything. Simply breathe with this planet. Inhale, the earth inhales with you. Exhale, the moon exhales with you. The whole universe sleeps, and you are part of that sleep. Now, all your cells calm. They follow the planet's slow heartbeat, a pulse stretched across billions of years. You are no longer the listener. You are the earth resting in itself. Everything continues. Mountains stand. The sea breathes. Stars fall slowly across the night. But you need do nothing. Just be here. Sleep, child of the stars. The earth watches over your rest. Wind will lull. Water will sing. And the fire within your heart will become gentle light. Tonight, the planet will dream with you. a dream with no beginning and no end, only stillness and breath. Sleep now. The stars are still burning, but softly, for you. The earth is breathing, and in her silence, she whispers good night.